So let's say you have defined a device that you want to make, and you've defined the scrap which you're going to use to hold on to that device and use that scrap to connect to the device before you've laminated. Now the challenge is when you do a laminate union between the device and that web of material, that scrap, it doesn't connect together, and that's because the web generation only creates scrap which is removable, but it doesn't define what material is cuttable. And so to do that, you need a separate algorithm, and I provide that as a separate operation because sometimes you want to be able to mix and match how you generate each one of those. So to do that, in the supports category, you have two options. There's the support generation, and then there's custom support generation. Let's try the first one at first. So in the support generator, you want to select the device that you're going to support. You want to select the gap which separates the scrap of the web and the device from each other. And you also want to specify another value, the keep out distance. This value basically it can go from 0 to the support gap value that you selected above. I generally go half. And I'll show you what that value does in a second. So this is the support that gets generated, and you can see that there are various circles here which are cut out, and these circles are defined by that second value, the keep out distance. That keep out distance is used to keep support on other layers away from layers where the support only exists on a single layer, if that makes any sense. So you can play around with that value and see how that works. By changing it, we can go to 0.1, for example. The width of the support doesn't change, but the radius of those circles does. So try it out and see how it works. But the final thing we want to do is figure out how to connect our device, our web, and our support together. And so I'll go back to the original value that I had, which was 0.5. And a laminate union can be used to join those three. So let's go to our device, our web, and our support, and combine those together. Now this geometry represents material both that can be basically the scrap material, the support material which can be cut, and that scrap material which can be removed. The support generation also creates the geometry for cutting away that support material at the same time. The final thing that you might want to think about is that sometimes this generation of support, it defines more support than you need or necessarily want. So you can combine that with your own sketch to define how to reduce the amount of support that you actually use. So for example, if you wanted to only hold onto the B here and here and here, you could create a sketch operation, and you could do an intersection with the support and your sketch union, and that would only leave material in the support which was intersected by both of those sets of geometries. And then instead of combining those together in this way, you could combine the intersected support, the web, and the device together. And you can see that our device is only held in those places where you sketched it. However, the support geometry itself is defined in a way such that it is guaranteed to be valid. And so that is the auto support generation.